Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this very glittery, dramatic look. My Snapchat fam helped me decide what kind of tutorial to film tonight, and they all wanted to see the look that I wore to the Becca event in New York City, which I was so excited about because this is honestly one of my favorite looks that I've done, one of my favorite tutorials. It's just full of glitter and drama, and it's just so much fun for a night out or just whenever you want to do something a little bit more dramatic with your makeup. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. This is definitely a look that you want to start with the eyes because they're so dramatic. So I've already applied my Scotch tape and now I am just priming my lids with a little bit of concealer. This is one of my favorite ways to prime the lids. It's just so easy and it works really well. And to set that concealer in place, I am using Anastasia's Lace eyeshadow. Any kind of cream shadow will do the job. And I am using a Morphe M504 and going into Creme Brûlée from Makeup Geek. This is hands down my favorite transition shade. I just use this all the time. So I'm using very big windshield wiper motions. This doesn't have to be super precise. This is just going to be a blown out color. So just take this from very outer corner to the inner corner, and this is just going to help everything blend out a lot easier, especially since we are working with really dark shadows. Now it's time to start really building some definition. So I'm taking the shade Mocha, this one's also from Makeup Geek, in a Sigma E35 brush. And every time I'm going into a darker color, I'm just going to be using a smaller, more precise brush. And you can see I'm also holding this one sideways. This one's just gonna give us a little bit more control and really help with defining the crease because we are doing somewhat of a soft cut crease. So I'm applying this in the outer portion of the eye first, and then I am going to bring that all the way into that inner corner. And you can see here especially, I take my brush and I go right against that tape that we have for our guide, and I kind of wing it out just like I'm going to do with my wing liner because that's going to be our guide and it's going to make it so much easier. So now I'm going into the shade Americano with a Morphe M507 brush. These are the best for doing cut crease work or any kind of crease work at all. And I am taking this, basically doing the same motions right along that tape on the outer corner of the eye and then really hugging the socket and then going all the way into that inner corner. Now I'm just going around the edges with that big fluffy brush. Blending in between steps is so important when you're doing something so dramatic and using such dark shadows. And now I'm using that same brush and going into Corrupt from Makeup Geek. This is one of the best, darkest black eyeshadows. And I'm doing this one basically the same as the other two, but I am going to be bringing this down on that outer corner of the eye a little bit more. The other ones I was keeping it right along the tape, but this one I am bringing it on that outer corner to give a little bit of definition and somewhere for the glitter to blend into. So take it on the outer corner right along the tape and then go all the way across the crease like we did with the other two. Now peel off your tape and you have a nice beautiful sharp line, and I'm going to be going into the lid now, and I'm going to use the NYX Glitter Adhesive. I really like this. This was the first time I used it whenever I did this look and it works really well. So I'm using a Dose of Colors flat shader brush and applying that all over the lid, and then I'm also going to be using a glitter from NYX, and this is just their Gold Glitter, and I'm using that same brush. I just tapped off any excess so we don't have a ton of fallout, and I'm packing that on really heavily on the inner corner and then using kind of softer patting motions once I get to that outer corner, so it just kind of blends with that Corrupt shadow. Now follow that nice crisp line you have and do your wing liner. I'm using the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. I really like this liquid liner. So like I said, just using my shadows as a guide, and then I'm going to be lining my eyes with the MakeupForever Aqua XL liner. This is just a jet black liner. You want to make sure that you tight line your eyes, especially with something so dramatic. And now I am just coating my lashes and applying my beloved Queen Bees, and then we're moving on to the face. You guys know I have a crazy obsession with the MakeupForever Ultra HD Stick Foundation, so I'm just switching it up a little bit using the Ultra HD Liquid, which I also love. I feel like this has just a little bit less coverage than the sticks, but it's still amazing. I love how this looks on the skin. It lays really beautifully, and of course I am using my Beauty Blender to blend that out because I feel like it just gives you the most flawless coverage. And you guys know what's coming next if you watch my videos. It is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector because I cannot live without it. So I am applying that with the Morphe E45 brush. This is perfect for any kind of pot products that you don't want to stick your finger into. I love, love, love this brush. So I'm applying that under my eyes and then going in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. I feel like I've kind of been neglecting this concealer. So I'm applying this under my eyes, on the chin, center of my nose, and center of my forehead. Same deal as always. Blending that out with my Beauty Blender, and then I am just setting under my eyes with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. The rest of my face, I am using something a little bit different. If you watched my last favorites video, I talked about this product. This is the Girlactik Face Glow in Natural, and I'm using a Sigma Spotlight Duster, and I am just setting the rest of my face with that. It just gives you such a beautiful luminous quality to your skin without looking shiny or glittery. So next, I'm using my hands down favorite bronzer. If you do not have this bronzer, you need to get it. It is just the best for warming up the skin, and I am using the Pure Glow Together bronzer, and just bronzing up my skin. I'm not doing any crazy contouring to my cheekbones today. I am just using this brush and kind of bronzing up my face, bronzing along my jawline, and of course down my neck. And then I am going to be contouring my nose with a different powder. I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette because I feel like those shades are just the best for contouring your nose. And I am using my two favorite brushes from Morphe to do this. You guys know I use these brushes in every single video. And then for my blush, I'm using Flower Child from Becca. And these are so intense. Look at that blush. I like barely dipped my brush in there. So then I'm going back over the edges with just one of my powder brushes. And I just go along the tops and the sides of it just to make sure that it doesn't look like too harsh or clown-like. And for my highlight, I am mixing Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop from Becca using my Morphe M501 brush because, I mean, how could you not when your highlight looks that good? That is such a beautiful highlight. So I'm applying it to the tops of my cheekbones, my chin, the end of my nose, and right above the arch of my eyebrows. And I'm finishing up my eyes with that same MakeupForever liner. And I'm taking it on the waterline and then also along my lash line, just kind of putting it on there really messily and blending that out with that Corrupt shadow. And I like to bring this down pretty far, especially because we have such a light shade on the lids. I love to have that really dark smoky lash line. And to blend it out even further, I just took a little bit of Americano and I'm running that right underneath Corrupt just so it is blown out a little bit more and looks a little softer. Now I'll apply some mascara to those lower lashes. You guys know Benefit Roller Lash is my hands down favorite. And then to highlight my eyes, I am using Polyester Bride from Urban Decay. This has been one of my favorite highlighting shades for such a long time. I use it on brides, I use it on clients whenever I had clients all the time. So I applied that to the inner corners and along my brow bone. And then for my lips, I wanted to do a nude, but I didn't want to do anything too nude. I wanted it to still have a nice pink hue to it. So I am using Urban Decay's Naked Lip Liner along with their Naked Lipstick, and both of these are just so creamy. I love them both, but I do want a little bit of a sheen to go along with the eyes, so I am just topping it off with Marc Jacobs Pretty Things lip gloss. And then once you get that on, your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!